In the first 4 months of release, my no-budget, shot and edited in 4 days documentary has made almost $30,000 so far with very little marketing. How on earth did this happen? Let's find out. I'm Jay Horton. I make movies that make money. This is how. Before we get into financials and where it is the movie made this money, I want to explain a little bit about what type of movie it is. In September of last year, I delivered this no-budget documentary to Filmhub called Bigfoot: Beyond the Legend. It's a general introduction to Bigfoot, featuring unused portions of interviews I had done for some other Bigfoot documentaries, tied together with a first-person on-camera narration performed by me, like I'm doing right now. I delivered the movie to Filmhub in early September. It was pretty quickly picked up by Amazon and went live on TVOD, rental and purchase there at the end of October. Now, to be honest, because this was kind of a new form of documentary for me and I was featured so heavily, I wasn't super confident in it, and I didn't do much promotion at all. Absolutely no paid ads, 1 or 2 posts on my personal pages on Instagram and Facebook when it was released on Amazon, and then I may have done 1 or 2 more when it hit Tubi. I really didn't expect this title to earn much more than a few $100s a month off incidental traffic. The movie came out towards the end of October, just a few days before the end of the month. I keep a pretty close eye on my analytics on Filmhub and saw that the movie had made a little over $200 in October. That's about what I expected. Though at the time, I didn't really take into account that this was not a full month of analytics. It was only a few days. So I kind of just let it go, forgot about it, and didn't really check analytics for it again until December when I noticed a huge overall spike in my earnings from the previous month. When I started looking at the individual titles, I was shocked to see that it was this movie, the Bigfoot Beyond the Legend, that had projected earnings of $5,080 for the month of November. I was further shocked to see that the bulk of this was coming from Amazon, and on TVOD no less. $5,000? That's a pretty decent amount for such a small title with little to no promotion. I figured it must be a fluke, or worse, a Filmhub accounting error. And because Amazon pays on a 90-day delay, it would be February or after before I actually saw the money. Then, a few weeks later, I noticed that my December numbers are really spiking. And by the time all the numbers had settled, the movie had earned $7,377 for the month of December, $5,000 in November, $7,000 in December. $6,000 of that was from Amazon, and another $1,000 or so was from Tubi. Now, I had also submitted the movie for DVD and Blu-ray release through Allied Vaughn, but it would be another month before I saw what those returns would be. So now, I'm keeping a pretty close eye on this title. In January, the numbers fell off a bit. It earned only $4,268 through Filmhub. Then in February and March, it fell just short of $2,000 each month. It's roughly been earning $1,000 a month since, as of this recording, in June 2024. All in all, through Filmhub, the film has so far earned $22,880, and I have so far collected $19,027 of that. Amazon is by far the biggest earner for it, and it is to this day only available there on TVOD for rental and sale. Then it's earned another almost $5,000 on DVD and Blu-ray through Allied Vaughn, and now is starting to open up onto more platforms through Filmhub and through a direct relation I have with StreamGo Media. At its current rate, allowing for a continued slowdown, I expect the final profits to be around $40,000 for the year. 40 grand for a documentary project I spent no money on and less than a week making. Now, before everyone rushes out and tries to replicate this, let me say this. This is not common. I have over 60 low to no budget documentaries in my library, many of which I would consider to be of much higher quality and value that have earned a fraction of what this title has. And I have tried to repeat this myself with very similar material. Spoiler, it didn't do as well. Unless you have a real passion for the subject or the people, don't go chasing rainbows. And the sad part is, I'm not sure it's repeatable. When I saw those first numbers in November, I quickly made another similar project called Beyond the Legend, Bigfoot Gone Wild. It was of very similar quality and format, and so far has earned around $4,000 total. Not too bad, but nowhere close to what the first one did. I also experimented with a few other topics using a similar format. One on the afterlife, one on the Loch Ness Monster, another on Dogman. These all made under $2,000 a piece so far. Why is it that this one took off? Was it just dumb luck? Maybe, but I don't think it's just that. It was obviously good timing. The art is pretty good. The title is catchy. The interviewees that I featured, beside myself, were good. Two of them were major players in my previously most popular Bigfoot documentary. And not to sound like a narcissistic egomaniac, but I'm pretty decent on camera. Now, some might say that, it was just a fluke and it was just getting, whatever, sympathy watches. But if you look at it on Amazon, where it's made most of its money, it currently has over 200 user ratings and is still rated a 4 out of 5. So it's not just a matter of a catchy title or a poster bringing people in. Folks are renting it, they're watching it, and then they're rating it positively. And for any that might say, hey, that's all cast and crew or, people there is no cast and crew. It was just me that made this. And believe me, I don't have enough sway to get that many positive ratings. Hell, look at Craving, my last horror movie. I pushed the hell out of that on Amazon. It's been out for over a year and it still has less than 100 user ratings and is currently rated at a 3.5. It's also made much less money on Amazon anyway. So why did I even do this video? Am I just bragging? Hey, I made $30,000. No, I want filmmakers to know that it's not just a pipe dream. Streaming distribution can earn you real money. And please, don't just run out and try to make some Bigfoot doc just like this one and expect the same results. If that's what you do, you're taking the wrong lesson from this video. This movie did well because it was genuine. It resonated and held its audience, and it just so happened to be a doc about Bigfoot. So the main thing that I do want other filmmakers to take away from this video is that it is possible to make real money with tiny indie films through streaming. I mean, there are cats out there making astronomically more than me. It's not impossible. It's not just lottery odds. It's not just exposure or ego boosting to put your movie up for streaming. Indie filmmaking can be a real avenue to earning a good living. If I can do it, keep making movies.